So today we're going to be talking about the fundamental differences between GTA Adversary Mode, the new mode that's hit, and PubG, and what the differences are in total. So the first thing is landing in PlayerUnknown's. The first thing you do is you're looking for weapons. That's probably the most crucial part of it. Whereas jumping into GTA Online, when I jumped into that, I went looking for the weapons and everyone else went to the vehicles because the vehicles are so OP, they're so powerful. Weapons do nothing towards them. So jumping into GTA now, the first thing we all do is look for vehicles. We jump on the back with the massive guns on the back of the back, and in PlayerUnknown's it's crucial to get weapons, and the vehicles don't have weapon attachments, which I think is quite a good thing to have, because you need to balance it out. You need to go into a world, and if there's 100 players, it's all skill based, it's all gunplay. Whereas when you drop into GTA Online, you're finding a vehicle, and then it's just all vehicle based pretty much, because the weapons you find are not going to help you unless it's a bazooka, which is like 1 or 2 around the map. So that's the most crucial part, and that's why GTA will never, well, unless they update it, is never going to be the same as PubG, because I think PubG has got just a lot more to it. So the second fact is that the PubG, like I explained before, the vehicles, these vehicles don't have weapons on them. You can shoot whilst in the vehicles if you're not driving, but you can't use that vehicle as a weapon unless you run someone over. So that's important as well. And another thing to cover whilst talking about PubG is the weapon attachments. Now in GTA Online you got weapons scattered around the map, not in buildings, just in random streets, etc. Whereas PubG, you got the weapons, you got a wide variation of weapons, you got weapon attachments, you got scopes, handles, everything, you got helmets, you got armor, whereas GTA has none of that. So the gunplay is very flat, it's very linear. Another thing to talk about is that when you go into GTA Online Adversary Mode, it's all 4 to 5 players, so it's all team based, there's no solo, whereas PubG has solo, duo, and teams of 5 or 4. So that's important to cover, because it's depending on what you're looking for, whether you're looking for a team based thing or if you're looking for solo. Another important thing to talk about is, whilst in my time in GTA Online, which is quite a bit, going over this mode before I made this video, I was checking out the voice chat, seeing what the voice chat's like, if people talk. GTA Online, it's very rare to find someone who's going to talk, it's all text based normally, whereas PubG, you're probably going to find more people with mics, which really opens up the game a bit, because you're obviously communicating, and it's a bit like Rainbow Six Siege. Communication is important because it's all tactical. You need to know where people are, they need to know where people are, and if you find a gun and you don't need it, you could tell your teammate, etc. like that. So that's important. The next fact is that in PubG, the plane. Now this is important because a plane comes in at different parts of the island, but it's always moving, and you choose when to jump out of that plane. Whereas in my time in GTA, you're in a helicopter which is hovering in the same location. Yeah, you can dive quite far away from that helicopter, but it's mostly you're all in the same location, you're all in a circle to start off with, whereas in PubG, it's free. You can land on the top right, the bottom left, the middle, wherever you want, and then you make your way to the circle. Whereas GTA, you at different points in the maps, it changes every time. You could be in a desert part of the map, you drop down in that map, but you are in a tight space pretty much, and that's important because it's all about map size. Now, this is my next point: the map size. GTA, you start off in a circle. You don't have the free map because obviously it's a huge map, so it'd be stupid otherwise. Whereas in PubG with 100 players, the big map works because that amount of players is on. You need to know, like, if there's 100 people in this big map, you're more likely to run across people. And I think they balance that perfect in PubG. Whereas in GTA, which can be my next point, is that there's up to 28 players online, 4 to 5 players, so I think it's about 30. And that's important because depending on if you prefer smaller games or bigger games, myself, I prefer 100 players obviously, because it's just it's harder pretty much. And in GTA with the 30 players, it ends pretty quick. It's quite fast paced. GTA Online Adversary Mode, it's fast paced. Whereas PlayerUnknown's, it can be slow pace and then at the end fast pace, and I quite like that because you don't know where someone is. Now, this is important. It wasn't in my facts, but just thinking about it now, in GTA Online, it tells you where everyone is. You got a mini map, it tells you where they are, and I think that's quite ridiculous. I don't like that at all, because imagine it in PUBG, it tells you where everyone is, so you can shoot at anyone, you know if someone's sneaking up behind you, etc. Whereas in GTA Online, it just tells you exactly where everyone is off the bat, whether they're in vehicles, what vehicles they're in, if they're on foot, and that really changes the game for me, because in PUBG you don't have that. It's all skill based. It's about spotting people and stuff like that, knowing when people are going to sneak up on you. If you're in the building, you hear footsteps, you have to think where those footsteps are. In GTA, none of that. It's kind of like you know where everyone is, and I think that's why it's so fast paced, because obviously you know where someone is, you're gonna go, you're gonna get in a fight, you're not gonna avoid each other. So that's very, very important. Now onto the price range. This is very important because depending on what you want, PlayerUnknown's, you get what you buy. You know it's a battle royale game. You drop in, you fight, that's a game. GTA, I gotta say, this is where you get more bang for your buck with GTA. You got the story mode, you got modes coming out all the time, DLC, gun runners, everything. So I think they're around about the same price. PUBG in English pounds is $26.99 on the Steam store, whereas in dollars it's $29.99. And GTA is around about the same price. Sometimes it spikes up to £40, which is about $50, which is a bit ridiculous. But when you get it in the sale at about $25 to $30, that's where you get more bang for your buck, because you got the story mode, which is great. You can just free roam, you can go online on GTA, you can do the different DLCs, you got heists, everything. So I think with GTA, this is where it beats on the price. You get more bang for your buck. But if you're just going into, if you haven't got GTA and you want a game just for the battle royale, I recommend PUBG, because the point I made. So if you're looking for a battle royale game, PUBG. If you're looking for like getting more bang for your buck, then I'd go for GTA, because obviously it's the cheaper option, because the Adversary Mode, the Battle Royale mode, is free, so that's not going to cost you anything on top of the game. So you're going into Adversary Mode free, so that's important to think about. So thanks for sticking with me, and I hope this helped.